still stepping. I'm still stepping, still stepping, still stepping. I'm still stepping. Though the roads get rocky, the hills get steep. I can't run, I'm gonna walk. I can't walk, I'm gonna creep. I'm still stepping. I'm still stepping, still stepping, still stepping. I'm still stepping.
Hello everyone. I want to welcome you back to the Talk and Step Show. My name is Dervin Walker, the author of this book right here, There's Always a Light, The Journey of a Warrior, now available on Amazon. And this is my daughter and co-host, Dee Dee.
Hello.
Today we're going to start a new series, and this one is very close to me. This one is going to be about my a turn I took on my journey that led me to jail. And today, I want everyone to pay attention. I don't want you to hear the word jail or drugs and just feel like it's not for you. But in this series right here, there's a message for everyone, every human being. There is a message for you in this series. So please pay attention and give me a chance to share my story with you. Okay? So today we're going to start a series about me getting caught up in the street pretty much and end up going to jail. It's all documented in this book. So remember, you could always order this book. You could get it right now on Amazon. Go look for it. Later on, after I finish talking, you could go get it during the conversation, whatever. But all that I'm talking about is documented in this book, right? So today I'm just going to go a little deeper and just see, for those who didn't get to read the book or didn't relate too much, I'm going to try to just keep it real and say it out to you how all that went down and the lessons that I've learned. So, I was always working. I'm a very hard worker. So, I always had a job, working hard. And so what I would do, there was a Jamaican restaurant, in my neighborhood. Where, Jamaicans do, they like playing domino, just hanging out. It's a culture thing. We hang out. As kids, we hang out in the yard. Then we start hanging out at the gate. And some start taking it a little further. But as adults, people hang out on the street corner. Somewhere playing domino, just talking, drinking, whatever you do. So I love doing that. I love people. I always like being around people. I always like feeling the culture, living the culture, anywhere that I go. I was never the type to be by myself. I like being around people, so I like socializing. So there was a Jamaican restaurant in my neighborhood. I used to go down there. I used to go there and hang out, like after work on the weekends, play domino, drink some beers and whatever we do, just hanging out, having fun. So there was some guys on the corner that used to hustle, that sell drugs. So at my job, they basically fired me. I used to work with a moving company and I got hurt. The boss pretty much tell me, he'll give me a good recommendation, but he really can't use me no more. And I didn't have no papers at that time, so I really couldn't do nothing about that. You know what I mean? I had to just thank him because he was looking out for me for a few years anyway. So now I wasn't working. I had more time to hang out. So now I was on the corner every day, pretty much. Not every day, but, evening time. Then it started getting more and more. So now I'm there every day. But it all started when one of my friends, one of the guys that hang out on the corner, and he was one of the older guys that I kind of respect. He said to me, "Yo, you're always out here. Why don't you get a package?" And I was like, I heard him. Start thinking about it. All started in the mind. Remember that the mind controls everything. It's like a seed was sown in my mind, in my head. And I started thinking about it. Then eventually I said, man, it makes sense. I'm always here, and I'm here more than most of these guys, man. I'm always out there. I'm cool with everybody. I know I could make money, but that just wasn't my thing. That's not what I do. I know it's not right. But anyway, I fell for it. And long story short, talked to one of my boys. He brought me over there to New York. First he used to get it for me. He used to go to get it in New York. I'm talking about coke now, cocaine, right? So he used to go to New York and get his stuff, and he would just buy it for me. Eventually, now I'm stepping up. I want to know the connect. I want to know how it go. So he took me over there, introduced me to a few of the guys. Now I start going on my own. And things start escalating real quick. Money start making. I'm not paying. I'm off focus. When I'm in it, I wasn't realizing, but now that I look back, I see it all. So start buying more and more. Start partying more because now more money running, start partying more, start hanging out more, and basically just start drifting deeper and deeper into the game because I'm a person like this. You read the book and I talk about it in the book. I was never a street soldier. I was never the type. I'm very ambitious. So whatever I'm doing, I want to reach the top. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Whatever I'm doing, I want to reach the top. And just like I'm talking to you guys right now, I was always like that as a kid. I grew up in the church, so it's like I got comfortable with people at an early age. I was never scared of talking to people. It don't matter who you are. The more important you are, that's more interest for me. I have more interest in talking to you. And most people would be shy or scared. Now, I want to talk to the big guy because I was raised like that. So anyway, that's the same way on the street now because I got respect for people. I show everybody respect. I'm a very social type of guy. I talk to people. So that just connected me quick with everybody. I start meeting everybody, start knowing everybody, the big guys, everybody. The customers, they like me because I'm not disrespecting them. I'm not, I'm probably one of the most respectful drug dealers, man. Because that's just who I am. So things was working, was going fast. But anyway, one day it was the first of the month that's when all the money, most of the money circulate because of the users. They usually get some type of check from the government, most of them, a lot of them. And the money, they get that check the first every month. So if you know. First of the month is a busy day for hustlers. So it was the first of the month coming up and there was nothing in the neighborhood, nothing. Everybody, nobody, users walking around looking for dealers. Nobody have nothing. We call it a drought. And now I'm like, wow. If I have some right now, I would really make some money real quick. And it was July 4th weekend coming up too, July 4th. Anyway, I said, I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to find something. So me and one of my boy got in the car. I drove to New York. I drove my friend's car. Me and him in the car, but I'm driving. I'm a good driver too. I move fast. I move quicker than, they know me as a good driver. So I'm driving. So we went over to New York and we couldn't find nothing. We couldn't find nothing. And on a regular day, every building has something. Every building has something. So there was nobody out. There was nothing. And I'm like, I'm not going back to New Jersey without something, man. So I'm really pushing it right now. Walking up, down the street, looking for somebody. So anyway, I got some. We got in the car. Now we're in New York. We're coming back to New Jersey. Right? So now we came over George Washington Bridge. I'm cruising. The money on my mind. First of the month. I'm going back to Jersey right now. I got something and we're going to make some money. That's all I'm thinking about right now. We're chilling. Soon as we get over George Washington Bridge, about a mile from the bridge, not even a mile, like half a mile from the bridge, police, the state trooper, pulled up beside me. I saw him coming, but I'm good because I'm in the right lane. I'm doing my speed limit. Everything is good, so I'm really not paying him no mind. I'm just thinking the state trooper on his way somewhere, as usual. Anyway, he pulled up beside the car. He looked over at us in the car. And then he started falling back. He fell back behind me, put his light on. The car behind me, there was a car behind me, like right behind me. So he put on his light. He over in the middle lane, so he put on his light. The car behind me slowed up, and then he came in. He pulled me over. And, he came to the car, and he asked us a couple questions. He asked me a couple questions, where we're coming from, where we headed, usual questions. He asked me for my papers, gave him the papers. He went back to his car, right? And he came back. When he came back, he leaned over and he said to me, whatever you have. No, he told me, he said, step out the car. No, he said, step out the car. So when I stepped out the car, he asked me a couple questions at the back of the car. He brought me to the back of the car, asked me a couple questions. He asked me about my friend in the car. You know, I'm talking to him, trying to do my best now because I know it's not good. So I'm trying to do my best. He said, okay, I'm going to put you in the car for a little bit so I could go talk to your friend. I said, okay. He put me in the back of his car to sit, and he went to talk to my boy in the car. After talking to my boy in the car, he came back to the the trooper car where I'm sitting, and he had his hand on his hip. He had one hand on his hip, and the other hand he opened the door. He opened the door and he kneeled like his knee right up against the door lock right there, and he said to me, like, well, you're lying to me about something that's saying. I'm like, no, I'm not lying to you. So he said, listen, whatever you have on you, just give it to me and don't give me no trouble. Just give it to me real slow. No, as a matter of fact, before he put me into the car, he searched me, but he only went like this, and he spotted me down before he put me in the car. And he said, sit in the car. When he came back, he said, whatever you have on you, whatever is in your pants, take time, slowly bring it out. And that's when I know that I'm hit. Like the feeling just came over me. He felt it when he was spotting me down. Anyway, I went in my pants and I took it out. I gave it to him. He started talking to me. He said, if there's anything else in the car. I said, no, there's nothing else in the car. He said, all right, hold on. I'm gonna talk to your friend. He went back to the car and got my friend. And he asked us for permission to search the car. And we gave him permission. He put my friend in the car with me now. And then he proceeded to search the car. And, he searched the car. Long story short, it's a long story. Go read about it in my book. You know what I mean? It's in the book. So remember, it's available on Amazon. There's Always a Light, The Journey of a Warrior. True story. So anyway, he searched the car and there was nothing in the car. I had it on me. Now, he came back into the car. He started talking to us, asking us questions. He asked my friend, like, if he knew that I had it. So I told him my friend didn't know. I said, my friend knew nothing about it because it's my friend's car. He want to take the car too. So, basically I told him my friend knew nothing about it. It's mine. So he said, for him to let my friend go, he got to bring both of us to the state trooper barracks. And I got to sign up some papers that it's mine. And then he'll let my friend go. And I said, okay, we'll do that. Now we're in the car headed to the state trooper barracks. He's talking to us, Guy was a cool guy too. He was a cool guy. He started talking to us and he was like, man, you sound like a good kid, man, He asked me, he said, if I ever get locked up before, and I told him, no, it's my first time. And, he starts asking me that if I'm really gonna do this for my friend, He said, yo, I know you know. I said, no, man, what you want me to do? You want me to lie? He said, nah, I don't want you to lie. I'm just saying, I'm not stupid. He asked my friend, he said, would you do that for him? And my friend was like, yo, what are you talking about? I didn't know. So anyway, he took both of us there. He brought me he brought us both in. He put my friend to sit somewhere else, brought me to like a holding cell, chained my leg. He chained my leg up against and some bar in there, like on a bench, like a concrete bench with a metal bar running on the bottom. He chained me to that thing. And he said, all right, listen, I'll be right back. I'm gonna, talk to some people because it seems like you're a good kid. He said, if everything you're telling me is true, I'm gonna try to get you to go home, after you do what you're supposed to do. He brought me to a room, like a little courtroom looking thing, and he's sitting up on the where the judge would sit. And there's microphone at the table. And he's asking me some questions, and he told me to answer in the microphone. So he recorded me saying it's mine. Then he gave me some papers to sign. And, you know, he said, all right, okay, I'm going to talk to the judge and see if I could get you to go home. If everything pans out like you say, if it's your first time and all that, and we don't find nothing else when we run your record, then I'm going to try to get the judge, you know, to let you go home, man. It's like, all right. So I'm sitting there, man, my mouth going the towel, man, my mind like running, man. My first time getting locked up, man. Telling you, I'm in shock right now. It's July 4th weekend. It's a Friday. Man, I'm like, yo, he even told me that the courts are locked on Monday. They close on Monday because Monday is July 4th. Friday is the 1st. So this is Friday, the 1st of July. And the courts is going to close on Tuesday. So on Monday. So now it's Tuesday before I would get to go to court if the judge don't let me go home. So all that is going through my mind, man. Everything, man. I see my whole life right now, man, in front of my eyes, yo. So anyway, I'm sitting there while I'm thinking he came back. And he said, you're going home. Man. Oh, man, I can't even explain that feeling. He said, you're going home, man. I talked to the judge, and they're going to let you out on your own recognition. Like, well, $5,000 bail. You know, that means if I don't come back to court, that would be my bail, but they're going to let me out on my own recognition, man. I was so happy. So anyway, they did the paperwork. As soon as I stepped outside the doors, my boy came back with a few of my friends because they took his car. They towed the car from the highway. So now he had to go get the car from the pound and all that. So he went back to our town and get some of my friends, and they drove him back to get the car. Now I'm walking out. So it was right in time. We all came back home together. You know, so anyway, between that day, I didn't go back to court for another year and a half before I got indicted and all that went through. So for a year and a half, I was still out on the street. And believe me, I pretty much was doing the same thing. I ended up going to get a job. First thing I did was get a job. But I was still out there just trying to be careful, and because actually I didn't get locked up in my town. I got locked up in somewhere else. So, you know, I'm still good in my town. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm thinking. So I'm still trying to be careful, but I'm still out here just probably even going crazier because now I'm like drinking more and like I'm trying to numb this feeling, man. It's like I'm off focus right now. My life is like in a tailspin. So anyway, a year and a half. Even my boy told me a year and a half they indict me, and I went to court. They offered me a three flat. We call it a 3 flat. That means it's a 3-year sentence. And after 9 months, you're eligible for parole. But they call it a 3 flat. So anyway, I decided to take it because I already pled guilty. I pled guilty from that day they hold me. I signed the papers, that is mine, all that. So now I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to fight this case, man. You're telling me not to take it. I don't want no problems, man. I'm going to go do this 3 flat and whatever happens, happens. I want to get this behind me because it's my mind is just too much for me right now. So anyway, I took it. And they told me to come to court for sentencing. They gave me, they gave me some time. After I took it, they gave me some time to come back for sentencing day. And so when I went to court for sentencing, I had a lawyer. He's still telling me he's going to try to get me on probation, and he's still telling me it's a possibility that I could go home. So now that's in my head too. So I'm hoping that I go home because I always have hope, man. I never lose hope. You know what I mean? I was just that type of dude. I'm just thinking I'm going to go home. Man, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. The judge sentenced me to what I accept, to what I pled guilty for. He gave me a 3 flat. He actually told me I'm lucky. He actually told me, you got off with this. So anyway, they gave me a 3 flat, man, and that was it. Right there, they took me. I was thinking to go home, and they took me from right there to jail. Remember, go subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you will be the first one to know when we drop the next episode of this Drugs, Jail, and Consequences series. Stay blessed and keep stepping.